Hi, it's Ray Mills from Excel and VBA Craftsman. Today I want to show you the tool that I built for a customer. It's a financial company, and they asked could I build a custom function builder for them. And I'll demonstrate it for you, and this is all in Excel and VBA, of course. And let's get started. So this portion I'm going to show you will sort of resemble the custom function that we build. It can be built by using drop-down boxes, etc. So let's get started. So these are the asset classes that they have, right? But U.S. market data is like equity trading. We're going to look at that first. Now I chose the trade-only minute bar because it's a fairly small table, but it shows you how many trades are going on each day at each few minutes, right? So in this case, I've chosen 1/4/2021 because I happen to have test data in that. Now, the production database is just as fast. This is a ClickHouse database. It is simply amazing at the ability to transfer financial data. Okay? So I've picked it for 5 minutes because, well, there'll be a decent amount of trades I show you. I've set the maximum amount of trades to 600,000. Let's see how fast we can bring them in, huh? So we hit the OK button. And I didn't select any fields. We can select all, some, none, whatever. Not none, but you get the point. And let's hit yes. And it just tells me it's bringing in 52,347 rows. And let's see how long that took. Go in. It might be like 3 seconds now. Oh, 52,000 rows in virtually, 10 seconds, not even, 5 seconds. It's pretty darn good, right? Well, let's take a look. Went down at the bottom and it was 52,000 rows, right? Now, let's see. I've done it up to 400,000 rows and it just works fine. The method we use is kind of slick. Now, immediately when I built it, then there's always someone said, well, what about custom SQL? Well, we have to handle that too, right? So let's get rid of this and let's see what we can do. So here we have, I've developed custom SQL, the capability to build a function that will read custom SQL and create a custom function, basically that will run any kind of function you want. Now let's run that same thing through our custom function, and we could change it, right? So let's see, I want trade only, okay? And the same thing, we said 104 because I know what dates I have. But let's run it for just the first 5 seconds. Now, I want you to pay attention to this here. I have this here because I don't want to run away code, because we could do 500,000, whatever we want. But I want to limit to 100, because what I'm doing here is, this is where you would build your custom SQL. Outside of this, there's no max row attached to it because we would cut it out of the SQL, okay? So let's go and let's run it here. And it's reading this here. So the process is create your SQL, and you could use sums and all sorts of neat stuff to make it happen. Now, when you're writing your SQL, let's see, I want to get this. Oh, there it is. Okay, you might want to use my little custom database and table tool here. So this is also so what this allows us to do is, let's look inside market data, right? And we look inside market data. We found out trade only data. Hit this here. And it's going to show me that the fields available and the types, right? Here it is. It's obviously a string or whatever, a number, I'm sorry. And it's a decimal with 4 decimal places, and 12 before the decimal place, right? So really cool stuff, right? And you can click on these, and if it's a field, it'll allow you to pull it over. If you click on a table, it'll pull them all over. So it's like the building block. So the reason that I put these the first that you're working from this is because you have the starting point. It's a basic query. Now, if you wanted to do a group by or build a more complex SQL, the world's your oyster. You can make it as big as you want and as complex as you want. Now, I have a link to the ClickHouse extensive guide to SQL. It can be simple or it can be as complex as you need, and it can allow for you to do some really, really tricky SQL to say perhaps do, I don't know, execution testing to make sure you're getting the good price, right? Because when we have trades, the trade data, we can see what your trade went through at the time it executed and compare it to other trades. So very interesting stuff. Couldn't be more exciting, right? So Now let's get back to this and let's just run it. Let's run the query and let's see. Oh, look how fast that went. And there you go. So you're building your custom SQL. You can update the query that would save it to the database, and then you can call it up at any time, and it will be automatically available for you to modify and run and at your disposal. But you can also create a custom function so that you have that sitting there. So the next time you pop into Excel, you can say have it run and update with the latest data. Very interesting stuff. And this was all done for the client, and this is all my design, and they're very, very happy with it. So this is the kind of work we do. All right, thanks so much.